Much sooner than expected, but EA released the new 92 overall team builders, and to be honest, they are all good. We have Adam Foote, Dennis Potvin, Trevor Linden, and Doug Gilmour. And today we will look at the cards, I will also go through how to make them, and we also have some really decent packs for a very good value. So without losing any time, let's dive into it. So first things first, we have two defensemen and two forwards. One of them is right-handed, one of them is left-handed, both can play center position. We also have really decent options for defensemen because one is left-handed, one is right-handed defenseman, and both of them are really usable. And let's start with the defensemen. The first one is right-handed defenseman Adam Foote, 6'2", 220. Well, not gonna lie, probably one of my favorite cards every single year. With two-way defenseman, defensive boost, and also pinpoint shooting boost. What I would like to see at 92 is probably like customizable synergies, but unfortunately EA don't really want to do that. The superstar abilities will be Thunderclap, Quick Pick, and Shutdown. The Shutdown straight away makes this card much better. If you look at the attributes, then the skating is really decent for his size, 94 acceleration and speed, 92 endurance if you activate the synergies, 95 balance and 93 agility. The shooting is also all about 93, so really rounded up. The hands are also very good, but as a defenseman, if we look at defensive stats, 99 defensive awareness, 99 shot blocking, and 99 stick checking if you activate the synergies. Probably no need to say that this is a perfect defenseman card. And let's say you have Megan Keller and you don't have anyone to pair it up with, then Adam Foote is your guy. First of all, he's quite big, he's fast, he can score, and someone who can actually help Megan Keller to create moments on the blue line. The next one is Dennis Potvin from New York Islanders, with defensive defenseman, defensive boost, and playmaking boost. The superstar abilities are probably one of the best you can give defensemen, silver shutdown and elite edges, and gold's heat seeker. Again, we all know that heat seeker is probably one of the most OP abilities this year, and if we look at the attributes, then no need to say that 94 acceleration and 94 speed, with 90 balance and endurance and 98 agility. The shooting is all about 96, so again, really awesome. The hands are also good, and 97 defensive awareness, shot blocking, and stick checking. Personally, I think Adam Foote is probably a better card to choose, but if you're in need for a good left-handed defenseman, then this also is a very decent card. The next one is Doug Gilmour from Toronto Maple Leafs. Probably the Maple Leafs fans are very happy. Yes, he's only 5'10", 175, but again, we know that the size really don't matter this year in the game because the hitting is not that difficult. Playmaking forward with agility boost and defensive boost. Superstar abilities will be Born Leader, Puck on String, and Close Quarters as a zone ability. With 95 faceoffs, you can easily use him in a center position if you need, 95 speed, 95 acceleration, 98 agility, and 95 balance with 90 endurance. Shooting is all 94, the hands are above 95 as well, and the stick checking is 99, shot blocking is 94, and defensive awareness is also 94. Again, really impressed with the stats. And then probably the best team builder they could release is Trevor Linden at 6'4", 220, with two-way forward, power shooting boost, and pinpoint shooting boost. Even without any synergies activated, he straight away already have 99 faceoffs, 99 discipline, and if you activate the synergies, you can see then the shooting is about 95, the speed is also really decent, like 94, acceleration 94, agility 92, the balance is also 94, and endurance is 92. And good thing about this card is not only that you can use him in a center position, and I believe that he's one of the best centers we currently have in the game, is also that you can use him on the wing because his skating stats are definitely good enough to be used on the wing as well. If I would need to make one player, then Trevor Linden probably would be my choice because he offers you that line of flexibility we don't really have a lot. Right-handed winger or a center. Superstar abilities will be Unstoppable Force and Quick Draw. Again, really awesome to see that he's getting a quick draw, and even considering he's 6'4" already, that Unstoppable Force will even help him more to don't lose the puck. And his zone ability is Born Leader. A lot of people absolutely love it because the energy is just draining so quickly this year, and considering that every single time he will have a big hit, he will score a goal, or for example block a shot, he will boost the energy again for all his line mates. After Team of the Year event, a lot of people have really decent teams, and to be honest, these team builders are released in the perfect time. I was actually worried that if EA is delaying the team builder release again for let's say another month, then these team builders will be no better than any other card. Considering the MSPs are now at 91, them releasing 92 overall team builders just makes them very usable, and actually one of the best cards currently in the game, of course excluding the fantasy cards. Yes, they don't have free abilities, but at the same time, every single card can be used and every single card will make a difference to your team. If I would need to rank them, then I probably would say Trevor Linden would be number 1, Adam Foote would probably be number 2 for me, because again, a lot of people have very small defensemen and you really need to pair them up with someone bigger. Then it's a hard choice, Doug Gilmour or Dennis Potvin. I probably would go with Dennis Potvin as number 3, just because he's a defenseman and we score more goals with defensemen this year, and also his zone and superstar abilities are much better. Doug Gilmour is a perfect card, don't take me wrong, but just because we have so many good centers or so many good left-handed wingers, I just don't think that he would bring you the same boost like Trevor Linden, for for example. When we talk about how to make these cards, there are really no changes. The sets every single year work the same. Let's say I want to make Trevor Linden. I have to trade in 289 overall team builders, which obviously you have to make first, and to make the 89s, you have to trade in 286s. And to trade at 286s, you can make these cards, or you can also buy a pack, and we will have a look at that in a second. So to make 186 overall team builder from scratch, you have to trade in 683 overall team builders. And they can be PWHL or any NHL. And to make, let's say, one of them, you need to trade in 1677 plus NHL players from that team, or PWHL if you prefer. So now let's say you made yourself 683s, you trade them in for 186, and then you do that all over again. After that, you trade those 286s for 189, and then again you have to do that twice, and then you just trade in those 289s for 192. These are one of the most expensive cards in the game. Are they worth the cost? I probably would say not. Are they really decent cards? Absolutely. Keep in mind that if you are someone who will play the game all year long, then I probably would suggest you try and make 292s, because the next team builders will also require you to trade two of them for, let's say, 195. But if you head over to the store, you can see then there is this 86 overall team builder pack for 120k coins. So it means basically if you spend 240k coins, you can get yourself 189, and you can buy 3 of them. So you can get yourself 3 86s, and to make 192 you need 4. They're also a little bit more expensive pack. So it means if you spend, let's say, 64k, you will get yourself 3 83s. So you need to buy 2 of these packs to get 186. So that will cost you a little bit more, and you can buy 2 of them. So if you buy all 3 86 overall team builder packs, and also let's say 2 of these, you can get yourself 192 without even making any sets with, let's say, NHLers or PWHLers. So if I put all the numbers together, to make one team builder from scratch without making any sets and just using the packs in the store, it would cost you 487,000 coins. And for a 92, that's actually not that much. So I personally really love that they released the team builders earlier. I think they are all usable cards, all will make a big difference to your team, even if you have a stuck team already. Because for example, I will probably make Trevor Linden, and he will become my first line center. And that means then I can move Steve Yzerman to the wing if I want, or I can just do anything else. I don't know, I can use them for any future sets or stuff like that. Or I can just, let's say, sell this Mika Zibanejad card, which I bought just to try out, and use Trevor Linden on the wing. There is just a lot of options. If I would decide to go after one of the defensemen, I probably would go with Adam Foote, and I would put him in my first defensive pair with Megan Keller. But that means I would need to bench Rasmus Andersson, for example. Kale McCarr is awesome card, but I just think that we have way better left-handed defensemen. Where right-handed defensemen, as far as you don't have Pareka, you don't really have a lot of options. On top of the team builders, yesterday EA also released new 4 Nations face-off cards. We have 490 overall cards, Anthony Cirelli, Teuvo Teravainen, Jeremy Swayman, and Willie Nylander. And it means Willie Nylander's X-Factor is finally getting an upgrade. I really hope that we will see Adam Fox today as well, because his X-Factor captain's card is also overdue for an upgrade. And on top of that, we also have an 89 overall event cards like Travis Sanheim, Eric Hall, Brady Tkachuk, and Gustav Nyquist. But that's not all, they also gave us new objectives. If you buy 5 items in the auction house, you get this 4 Nations face-off choice pack. Yes, it's a B&D, but you can get any overall starting from 86 pretty much all the way to the 90. And this card will help you to complete any of these objectives we will talk about now. Let's say you get 15 perfect one-timer shots with the event card, you get a random 79, you get 10 saucer passes and you get a random 79 again, you get 55 passes with an event card and you get random 81, you have to take 50 shots and you get a random 81, get 25 assists with an event card again and you get a random 84, then you have to score 20 goals and you get another random 84, and by completing all of them, you get yourself an 86 plus overall Nations face-off player. Yes, it's untradeable, but again, you can pull anyone, and I think then you can also pull an MSP. And to be honest, this is exactly how the objectives should look like. They should never release the objectives where you have to score goals with, like, say, specific country, because I think that's stupid. If the reward would be an 88 plus, then maybe I would agree that it's worth the grind. But considering you're only getting 188, which will be used after for the event MSP, I just don't think it's worth it. Where 4 Nations face-off booster objectives are way better, and you can get a lot of good cards. One thing I want to look at before we end is Willie Nylander's event card. Playmaking forward and deking boost. 94 speed, 95 acceleration, the shooting is good, tape to tape as a superstar ability, and puck on string as a zone ability. The hands are pretty much all above 96, and it's just like incredible. The guy will score probably a lot of goals. The shooting is also good, but endurance is only 85. Where if I look at his X Factor, which we now can upgrade all the way to the 90, he also have playmaking forward and pinpoint shooting boost with make it snappy and elite edges. And I actually think that this time the X Factor is better than the event card. Yes, his hands may not be all about 96 and the endurance is still only 85, but superstar ability and zone ability is much better. Also his shooting, I think it's better. Just in general, I think finally the X Factor card is actually much better than the card they released to upgrade this card. So yeah, a huge fan of team builders, really like every single card like I already said. Also like to see the new event cards. Yes, we don't have the weekly objectives, but considering the new 4 Nations face-off booster objectives, I think that's much better than the standard random B&D card, which probably most of the time will not make anyone's team. Let me know down in the comment sections below, are you making any of these 92 overall team builders? If yes, who do you think is the best? I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you do, please make sure you like and subscribe. It's free, makes me smile, and in general helps a lot. Other than that, have a good one and see you on the ice.